and secure a spot in the playoffs, this is the match that they need to try and win.
Yeah, you want the top 4 spot, whether you be on the second, third, or fourth, doesn't matter anymore.
Doesn't matter.
Maybe just come back on the knockout stage. But we'll see, I want to see an upset to happen because that is going to be, one of the best storylines maybe that we could tell here in the midseason group stage. But yeah, we'll just see about that. Again, something for Falcons to catch up on. But at the same time, Loops to actually get more points to secure for their position to the knockout stage. But yeah, this is gonna be super interesting. But then again, you see that you can also head into stcplay.gg if you wanna share what your predictions are. I think those were the source. This is where we get our sources when we show off, like, the who's got the better teams. But yeah, let's take at our roster coming from the side of Loops, coming from Brazil. We have ABH, Mighty, we have Cher, Kank, and Tempest. Really, I think they are really here. They are prepared to actually take on the stage. Maybe second place or third here in Group B. So I'm just so excited to see how are they gonna go on for this matchup against Falcons.
Yep, they are a lesser-known team in the Brazil region, but currently pretty much up there in terms of strength. Definitely a team to look out for. Meanwhile, they have been sticking with the same roster as well. Tempest has been the player to look out for in terms of the farm lanes area as well. Very strong in its individual right. So Loops defeating Boom Esports, which did come from the SEA showdown. They just finished a match yesterday against RRQ, so they have qualified, but obviously not a good start to the group here. But let's see if Falcons is able to stop their bleeding a little bit. They are currently 0-1 and they would like to get a win on the board for themselves. Clue, Wawa, Ray, Nabil, and Sofian. A lot of very experienced players that play from the Season 1 Invitational up to the Season 2 Invitational. Under a different organization, of course, but the core of the team still pretty much remains the same, and Falcons looking to get even more Esports World Cup club points for themselves.
It's true, and they are in their home court, so might as well just maybe could be just the warm up that they did a while ago. Maybe now they do have the chance and the momentum to actually take on a win on this group. But then again, this is just day one, but this, it couldn't be that much of an excuse if you would say, okay, this is just day one, we're just warming up, we want game 2. But yeah, let's show you the predictions. If you have voted in here, you definitely contributed. Oh, look at that whopping 84% for Team Falcons. Ooh, what is this?
Court advantage. This is home court advantage right here. 16% for Loops. That's crazy. I would have put this matchup more of a 50-50. Personally, 55-45 maybe going towards the way of Loops, but damn, this is a huge, showing. This is a lot of pressure for Falcons to need to show up in front of their home crowd.
Yeah, definitely. At least, I mean, they could definitely take that as an inspiration and motivation to actually do their best up against Loops right now. Because Loops, not being a favorite of the audience right now, who voted there at STC Play, but looks like they would want to show off what they actually got in here. But yeah, it makes me super excited if we're gonna be seeing some of the other adjusted heroes as well. John Wei, definitely one of the adjusted heroes, where in terms of like the mechanics, wherein there's an added dash now to his S1, and at the same time the reduced true damage coming from the ult. But of course, other than that, we have yet to see Yao. Pretty new as well, kind of, but which we have yet to see in Invitational Midseason 2024. I wonder though, Sunbin, another one that actually got an adjustment with an added movement speed, of course. But yeah, we'll see about that. And oh yeah, a while ago we saw the Princess Frost, which also actually got nerfed. Wherein her early game strength was actually reduced, which we quite saw a while ago. We're in the Shangguan, right?
Yep.
Did actually gain more advantage from the early stages. So we'll see about that. What's going to be the draft on Loops and Falcons. But for you, what do you think might be something that we could expect between these two teams? in terms of like their picks.
Falcons always have been the teams to pick up very mid-game oriented marksmen. They like their Lady Suns, they like their Arlies, they like playing aggressive early on to get a foothold on the game. And Loops, I think, play very similarly as well. They like their mid-game team fights. They like their invades in towards the enemy jungles. So this is going to be very interesting to see sort of which team can play faster than their opponents, and whichever team is able to keep up with the tempo and really initiate the fights should be having an advantage in this particular matchup. But hey, draft's about to start. We have bans right away. Dalia as well as the Tachao taken out, along with the Mai Shunui as well. So a lot of ladies taken out in the draft, and Ogren towards the end from the side of Falcon to cap things off in the first ban phase. And Artie instantly first pick there by Loops. Not a surprise to anybody, I think.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, this is like the third series that we see the Harley getting prioritized in here. Again, the late game advantage. I mean, sometimes you don't even have to wait for the late game. For as long as, you get the early pickoffs, you get to farm. Even when you are talking about the time, game timer of like 4 to 10 minutes game time, for as long as you get the item. This is an Arlie that can just like go wild and ham, even if we're talking about tanky frontliners like that of the Zhangfei. But in terms of the engage and disengage potential, I love the combination of Falcons, Zhangfei, and Lady Jen in here. So much CZ and so much way to actually give protection to their main carries.
So much team fight there from the side of Falcons. Loops going for a counter team fight with the Sunbin and Elaine. So that's going to be their own sort of team fight composition they're looking for. Obviously Zhangfei, Lady Zen, those are tier 1 in terms of team fight compositions. But hey, Elaine's probably the next best thing that you can get in the pool at the moment. Sunbin as well. Great counter pick to as well as blocking your opponents from picking up the Sunbin for yourself. So that's going to allow them to have Arlie be in a better position to take these fights. So Musashi will be the third pick for Falcons, trying to lock down this Arlie, trying to stop this Arlie from getting out of control. Let's see if it works out, because we did see Vitality have a great game on the Musashi that was in the hands of CT Boy, but can Falcon repeat that performance?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, this is a CC lock that you definitely would want to have up against an Arlie, because, I mean, although Zhangfei and Lady Jen have the CCs, these are like skill shots. You want to make these are something that basically Arlie can avoid, right? But if we're talking about Musashi's duel to death, that's going to be an on-point target if in case. But yeah, let's see, because they do have Kang's Sunbin in here that can give, the poke and the potential to actually take down the life of Musashi early on, if we're talking about an off-guarded Musashi in here in the team fights.
Absolutely. This Musashi has to be dealt with though, some way or the other, because we've seen Musashi sort of fall off if they are shut down early on. So let's see if Loops has any answer for that. They do ban out the Mayin as well as the Dharma, taking away the Clash Lane pool, which leaves open heroes like the Charlotte, like the Byron. If Falcon wants to pick that up, they will lock down the Charlotte for Ray, and it's going to be just the jungle missing right now for Loops, as well as their mid lane, of course. No Jing, no Dun taken away, so jungle heroes not many left in the pool as well for Loops. Maybe the Kaiser is an opening for them if they want to go for that, but without seeing the enemy marksman, they might be hesitant to pick up something as polarizing as the Kaiser, and maybe they want to just play a hero that fits into their tempo. Is that going to be the main key though? I'm not sure about this main key pick right now.
I'm not so sure as well. I was actually looking for, okay, I think they need an engage in here on the side of Loops, because it seems like they're missing it. I mean, Elaine, definitely he can dive, but this is not like the engage that we're going to be looking for. Maybe they might just be relying on Mankey's engage, but this is not like, hard CC engage we're talking about. So I think it's going to be a little trickier on their side, but they do have a lot of poke with the Haino as well, and of course, the Sunbin.
Yeah, they have a lot of decently tanky heroes as well. Elaine, Menki, Heino, these are heroes that are very good in the front line. So Falcons instantly picked up the Luban number 7 on Wawa. That's one of his signature heroes. That's one of the best heroes to burst down tanks as well. So that's a marksman. Do they have any answer for the Luban? Not really. I mean, Arlie's probably the only one that can try and pick him off before he wreaks havoc. But I think this is one of these games where, you know, this Luban can absolutely carry the game by himself.
Yeah, that's true. Especially we're talking about AoE damage in here. And it's not just going to be Luba number 7 that's they're going to be soldiers of AoE. We got Lady Jen as well. And of course, if we're talking about them getting the protection coming from Zhang Fei, they can definitely free hit from the backline. But let's see. It's all about the execution. Again, this is Loops coming from Brazil. And home court advantage right now from Saudi Arabia, Team Falcons. Let's see. How are they going to go?
Let's see, indeed. Sofian off to a great start towards the bottom. They're gonna really pressure this Arlie here. So the Luban does have the better range and poke and harass. So Zere is gonna be suffering a little bit, taking a bit of tower damage as well. But that also means he's not able to get additional farm from these jungle creeps.
Yeah, that's so true. Of course, with the range disadvantage that the Arlie has, he needs to cool down. What more if there's actually Zhang Fei guarding this Luba number 7 with lots of protection? But then again, he can just like go under the tower, just be safe, avoid potential death. But we can see some rotation coming from Haino as well as the Sunbin. I wonder if they actually plan out, but I think they saw that, right? Like Lady Jen said already, okay, they're going down, just be careful, go back under the tower, and just be safe.
Just be safe is probably the name of the game for both sides. In fact, you know, both of these teams, they do not have a very early timing. Tank kind of wants to get some farm on the Haino before anything else. The Menki kind of wants to reach level 6 before he's starting to engage across the map. But looks like Ray as well as Nabil is trying to scout things out in the jungle, trying to find an idea where their opponents are rotating. Top lane though, Charlotte might be in some trouble. 3 heroes there, a lane pops to death by Sunset. They're gonna get a kill onto the Charlotte. No, the heal up. Tempest in trouble. It's gonna be first blood. Double kill in fact for Wawa. 1 versus 2, no sweat whatsoever.
Hang on, I mean that was a disrespect, but hold on because we have another fight ongoing onto the one lane part of the map. But number 7 will fall down already. So Sarah in here, the Arlie and the map, a 1-for-1 trade between our farm laners. But going back to what has happened on the top side, I mean that was such a disrespect onto Wawa. We're talking about Charlotte who actually has a way to regenerate her HP. Just go for that splash front, then he can just get the HP regen, and again you're gonna get the tower damage as well, which can be double without the minions.
Yep. You do not want to give the Charlotte a good start. And I mean, a double kill after being ganked is probably the best start you could hope for on this Charlotte. And Wawa is going to become an issue here for the side of Falcons that really need Tempest. Oh, top lane gets another kill for Wawa. That is... Things are getting out of hand here for the side of Loops.
Oh, but definitely there is the backup coming from Menki, gonna be shutting down that Charlotte. A laser trade, but yeah, still quite unfortunate because lane is getting a lot of deaths already, just early game time. But bottom lane part of the map, you can see the 3-man pressure in here already. Look at this Luba number 7, he's just very good in terms of the range, and at the same time, the way for him to clear the minion waves, just very fast.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of pressure towards the bottom. Falcons off to a great start. Really, the home ground advantage coming to play here, maybe here for the side of Falcons. It's not a huge lead though. Only a 300 gold lead at the moment being taken there by Falcons. But once they get a couple of objectives across the map, maybe the tower, maybe the Tyrant. Oh, Musashi initiating.
Definitely gonna be going for that initiate duel to them right now. The Haino will fall down. Less 1 member for the side of Loops at the moment. And the tower objective as well. So far looking good again and again for the home court advantage of Team Falcons. Maybe they do have the position in this one, but again, gonna be tricky if the rest of the members of Team Loops will be able to catch up in here. And they got the position. I mean, they shove it away from Falcons. Yeah.
The reset though on towards the Tyrant allows Falcon to buy some time, get back in here. Can he get the steal? Yes, Ray gets the last hit. Not good here for Loops. They have to back off.
Oh no, this is not really looking good for Loops right now. I was just actually thinking, okay, will there be an unbridled outburst in here coming from Clue? They didn't even need that. They just go in there with Ray going into his might. And here we go with more gold going towards the side of Falcons right now. Make it 2k gold lead at this point in time. And I think Tempest, you know what? Getting a lot of deaths from a while ago, he really needs to catch up.
Absolutely, it is starting to get out of hand here for the side of Falcons. You know, Wawa, great start there. Tempest is the one, like you said, needs to catch up. 1,000 gold difference between both the Clash laners. So a lane without farm is an issue. He's not gonna be able to catch up.
Yeah, a while ago he did try going for the Death at Sunset, but you know what, Ford? This is like an outnumbered position right now. I'm gonna go for the Death of Sunset just to back away, but the rest of the members are actually catching up. Clue will have to go for the Unbridled Outburst for the disengage. Gonna be clearing off the waves, and just like that. I mean, that was a dangerous position, but 1v1. Look at this one. Sarah in here in the bad position right now. Gonna go for the Autumn Storm just to shove the rest of the members. Actually, Wawa in here, and he will be successful. I mean, thanks to that damage advantage coming up from the Arlie, but we're not yet even done with a tussle in here, as it seems like Falcons would want to get the position onto the top side, and it seems like they will.
That was a huge outplay, I would say, by Zeri. The micro positioning, able to dodge the skill, just breaking the combo there by Wawa and just getting burst down. So breath of fresh air there by Loops. Can they utilize this? So can they take advantage of this, of the little advantage they have? But this Azure Golem going to be taken by Ray, and this another attempt there by Loops to try and stall things out as long as they can.
That's true. We've got the minion waves. They're flowing in favor on the side of Falcons onto the top side. Just a little bit of balance on the bot side though. We will see they want to poke out everything out of Wawa in there. They were mad about the advantage that she got a while ago on the early stages of the game. But as we prolong this one, we could be looking onto a more damage output coming from Sarah.
Yep, Sherry definitely starting to, you know, getting that solo kill on Wawa. That gives her so much net worth to try and come back to this game. So that's gonna help her out a lot in terms of that marksman matchup. So Fian not in the very most farm position. Nabil might be some trouble.
I mean, that's just a poke. He's gonna play out with a parasol. Just go back with a maple dance, and I think that's the advantage. That's the reason why we can see Arlie getting picked as a priority. But meantime, seems like everyone's just waiting for a potential gag in here. Will there be a Death at Sunset? Yes, there will be. In here though, a target. Look at the Arlie will fall down onto the hands. Not unfortunately not for Ray, but will be taken down by Clue on the Zhangfei. But meanwhile, even though that has happened, there goes the push coming from a lane. But we'll have to back away because again, he's scared to die once more.
Huge pick up there on towards Seri. That's going to help Sofiane close out the gap quite a bit in terms of the farm. They're pretty much neck and neck at the moment. And this Luban, once you give him a bit of space, it really becomes an issue for your heroes to try and close him out, because the burst damage and the percentage-based damage on towards these tanky heroes is going to shred them, shred their HP bars quite a bit. And with the Musashi playing towards the front lines along with the Zhangfei, it's very hard to close out the distance, close out the gap against this Luban number 7.
That's true. Will there be still no chances for Kang on that one? Not enough damage even indeed as well. Scepter of Fate, but then again, nice try on trying to go for that still. But yeah, I mean, they're late in the position. So somehow it feels like Falcons are already actually really getting that consistent momentum. They just have to maybe just try to pick off Arlie, just like what they did a while ago, right? Like with Ray as well as Clue being in there on a potential gang, just going for that duel to death and just Arlie to pick him off.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to oh, huge silence.
Oh, really huge silence. Time lapse coming from the Sunbin. Sophian will fall down. No more Luba number 7 in here for the side of Team Falcons. So they would potentially want to get another objective in here, but no. There goes the reset, and they couldn't find Wawa anywhere in the map, just hiding in the bushes there though.
Yeah, but that's the Zhang Fei ultimate down without the cooldown right now, so that's going to be a huge opening for them. Elaine going for the kill on towards Wawa. Wawa in trouble. He has to back off. Zhang Fei is here to back him up.
Uh-oh, there goes continues the team fight right now. Wawa so low, not able to regenerate his HP, and there goes the comeback kill coming from Tempest on the other end of the map into the middle lane. We can see this Arlie, Sarah going for the kill to another member on the side of Team Falcons, and again, a position into the map by taking down the mid. Let's see what Clue can do though. We can see Sophia in here trying to dish out some damage, but Nova Ford not going to be picking off anyone.
Yep, Clue managed to secure the Crimson Golden buff for himself, not the biggest of things. Interestingly enough, Falcons didn't go for the double smite on the Zhang Fei. He went for the weaken to help his team, intimidate to help his team and help him survive a bit longer. So rather interesting there from the side of Falcons, but Loop's able to secure the Tyrant for their team. So the next upcoming fight is going to be hard for Falcons to take because the net worth lead is basically gone to 0 right now.
Yeah, definitely. Let's take a look. This is where the Sunbin actually did a really great time lapse. Look at that one. And that actually slowed down the rest of the members of Team Falcon so much, not allowing Hino as well as Arlie to just free hit. But I guess we have a live action ongoing onto the bottom lane part of the map right now, where the rest of the members of Team Loops eyeing on to taking down the tower in the bot. And look at the Sarah right now, just dashing here and in and out and poking out the HP bars of Clue, not being a tanky Zhang Fei right now.
Just too much damage from the Arlie at the moment, as well as Kang constantly just poking and prodding with the range that we know the Haynor can bring out. So that's going to allow them to take this tier 2 tower towards the mid, and Loop's definitely in control of the game at the moment. 2,000 gold lead almost for them at the moment, and this is going to be a hard fight. At least Falcons, though, they have a good team fight lineup, so they might be able to find a favorable fight for them to come back to this game.
Yeah, I think for as long as Sophia will be able to free it in here, and maybe they could try to avoid or proc the time lapse coming from Sunbin, because that is the hard way to actually like avoid. At the same time, the whole thought, because Wawa will actually pull down so much damage coming from the Arlie, but the Death at Sunset in here already has been used by the Elaine in here. Oh, look at the chase! Look at the backline being targeted by the
Death by Sunset.
Death at Sunset in here, unstoppable kill coming from Sarah, taking down the life of Clue as well. I was stand corrected. I was meaning to say duel to death. Duel to death at Sunset in here. Musashi, I mean, that is a nice engage onto the Arlie, but I mean, Arlie is just like, his damage is just like way too much right now, and look at that, just deleting Sophia's in the map. My goodness, and Tempest in here onto the side. Okay, we'll be able to survive still though, but look at this position in the map of our Musashi Ray. You will just fall down like that. You are not so strong up against 4 members on the side of Loops if you're all alone. My oh my. Loops on the advantage for sure right now.
Absolutely, 5,000 net worth right now. Tier 3 tower already down towards the mid, and they will be getting the Shadow Overlord as well. That's going to help them push out the remaining lanes, and Loop's definitely back in control of this game. They're going for more. Clue in some trouble. Silence.
Definitely in trouble right now. Getting silenced, getting slowed down. You won't be able to walk away. That is the power of the Sunbin. You can both engage, go for those surprise attacks and the chase as well, and you can also make use of it to back away from team fights. But this time they're definitely making use of it to actually go for engage. Look at that, being forced to make use of that sustain in here. Nabi will be able to survive, but then again, Sofian is already deleted the map, and the rest of the members of Loops right now trying to go for that to secure onto the crystal right now. Doesn't Sunset will be used, but then again it's gonna be safe in here. Nabil for the second time, but then again will fall down. But members of Team Loops right now will still try to aim for that. They're just waiting for the Vanguard in here. The Vanguard is already in here, and this seems like it's going to be a secure on the side of Loops right now, winning up against Team Falcons.
That late game control, the amount of team fight that Loops was able to bring on board. The lane found his way back into this game. He was such a menace towards the late game fight. And of course, I mean, Arlie, that was just a beautiful late game Arlie performance. Getting solo pickoffs towards the late game stages. Zeri definitely made up for a bad start and just carried his entire team towards the end.
Yeah, I mean, that's so true. I mean, this is the third series that we've casted with Arlie. I wonder if there's going to be some sort of realizations to the teams later on. Okay, we should ban this out. We should, or just not allow them to get the first pick on this particular late game hero. Again, yes, this is a late game hero, but give him the farm. Maybe first blood. Whoever it is from the team, could be the mid laner, and then she goes crazy with the just need 2 or 3 items, then he can just like go for that those kills. And wow, I mean, we saw the votes a while ago, and I think this is Loops just proving the fans that hey, we can actually take this. We can actually take Falcons down.
Yeah, I mean, Falcons had a good start. Mid game was great, but their late game was just, it was just all Loops. The team fight, we saw the lane as well as the Zeri definitely came back in this game. That was absolutely huge. Here, I think that was the start of the mistakes there. Wawa getting solo killed there by Zeri.
Yeah.
Look at the micro movements from Zeri, avoiding all the skills, stopping the combinations, and Zeri was just able to get himself back to the game. This was the huge first fight there. Huge silence coming from the Sunbin. They pick off Sofiane, and Zeri just started to go on a roll after that.
Yeah, that's so true. Mistakes after mistakes definitely happened on the side of Team Falcons in there. And this is the time wherein, I mean, they could just like utilize the lead that they already have, because for sure they could just like burst down the rest of the members, just like what we see in the map. And again, mistakes after mistakes, you would actually be confused as to why is it still engaging in here? You're all alone. You could have just like back away, clear off the minion waves. It's going towards your crystal and just be safe. But yeah, I think it's like it came to a point when they were already like tilted already, like not knowing what to do, because I mean, Arlie is just super online, and Sunbin is just so annoying in terms of like the chasing, and he definitely can plus movement speed for you for the Sunbin's team for Team Loops, and then a lower movement speed for the Falcons. But yeah, our MVP in that game is gonna be Shere with a KDA score of 924. Look at the damage dealt, 34%. 18% on damage taken, and a total gold of 12k. What do you think about his performance in this game?
I mean, he absolutely clawed and fought his way back in this game. His laning stage was horrendous, but his mid-game control, his itemizations, his targeting in the late game was absolutely perfect. Absolutely well-deserved MVP in my book. And like you said earlier, it might be time that teams take a look at this Arlie hero, because she is the 100% win rate right now, at least in Stream B.
Yeah, and this could be a source of inspiration for our ranked game players, right? Okay, Arlie is winning a lot of competitive games right now, high-level competitive games, mind you. So I think it's time to master this highly mechanical hero right now for you farm laners out there. But at the same time, of course, it boiled down onto how they executed and somehow protected this one. What contributed in there as well, I would say, was the Sunbin too, wherein, you could see that he can actually, although there is no hard CC. During the draft, we're talking about, okay, no hard CC on the lineup of Loops in here. This is going to be looking scary, because in comparison to Falcons lineup, they've got the Masashi who can go for duel to death. But what paid off already, even though it's just slow, it's not just slow, because it's a massive amount of slow. But yeah, then again, we are down into our halfway of this group. The Stream B cast, but we're not gonna go into a break yet, because I want to ask Zero onto what he thinks about our upcoming next match. But yeah, scoreboard maybe first.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Falcon take a great lead in the start. Wawa getting a solo double kill, but he sort of fell off. That's the problem with Charlotte. The moment you make a mistake, the moment you misplay a little bit, the moment you stop farming, the moment you stop progressing towards the mid game, you do fall off. She's not a very tanky hero towards the late game. Yeah, like that solo kill in the bottom, giving the kill towards Zeri just really allowed him to start picking off, because